Hi, my name is Kyan Camarillo. I'm a rising senior at Michigan State University, studying digital storytelling with a concentration in multi-camera production with minors in fiction filmmaking and professional and public writing. I also have an expected graduation date in May 2027. So I really want to be involved with Spartan Vision and live events as a whole because I've always grown up going to sports and to concerts, works of theater, political events, anywhere that live event capturing and live recording has been present. I think it's really important for people to see live recordings and live events, and I think that it builds such a strong community, and I love being able to be a part of that. I think we all know MSU has a really popular and predominant sports culture in our community, and I think that working on the Big Ten streams and doing the video boards is just a way to highlight who we are as a school and who we are as a community. And I think it's a part of MSU that drew me here was our sort of culture and camaraderie around sports, and being able to highlight that is something that I've always wanted to do, and it's something that I look forward to doing with Spartan Vision. Something unique about myself that I would bring to the team, I think, is my focus on multicam for the arts. Last year, I worked on the WKAR and Department of Theater sitcom. I was one of three directors for the multi-camera recordings for that, and I have been in the multi-camera for arts class, and I also produced MSU Telecasters The Show, which is the longest running collegiate sitcom. So most of my multicam experience comes from art and comes from using multi-camera setups to find a story. And I think that if I were to be on Spartan Vision and having to focus on live event recording and live production for sports, I think that I can absolutely inject my artistic and my narrative vision and my narrative goals and see where we could find a particular story and where we can use our camera setups and cutting coverage and graphics to highlight stories and to overall just sort of improve a narrative sense of story while people are watching streams and are at live events. And I think that sports are great, and I do love sports, but I think that the added sense of finding a narrative within the story and within the event that's going on, I think can insanely improve the viewing and watching experience. And I would love to be able to implement my vision in that, and I think that that's something that I can work very strongly to achieve. My favorite production that I've ever worked on or watched, I would say would be when I did the WKAR and Department of Theater sitcom. I think that was one of the first real professional multi-camera experiences that I've ever had. I was working with WKAR professionals, and I was in their studio spaces, and it was a really unique setup. And I think it was one of the first times that I was really allowed to be self-sufficient and self-driven, and all of sort of our professors and our instructors and mentors sort of took a back seat from everything, and we were allowed to really test the waters, and we were given a level of trust and independence that was really great to have. And I was left making difficult decisions in terms of how the broadcast would look and shot compositions and stuff like that I never thought that I would be able to do, and I was able to do that with a calm and level head. And so for me, that production was more about look how far I've come, and sort of being able to see that yes, I have the ability to make difficult decisions on the fly without having to double check and with myself and other people, and knowing that these are the right decisions that need to be made in that moment. And I know that with live event and live sport broadcasts, there's not much time to ponder and deliberate on decisions. Stuff needs to be made quick and decisively, and I think that I can do that. And working on the sitcom definitely installed that ability to make decisions quick on the fly and not doubt my judgment. So that was definitely what made it memorable for me, is that it allowed me to just sort of take a next step in my advancement in multi-camera recording. The production roles that I'm interested the most, I would say, would be directing. I love being able to watch all of our different cameras and all of our different feeds and being able to call shots and implement graphics. I love leading a team. I think that's something that not only I have strength in, but something that I want to develop even more, is how I can manage and communicate with a team. And I think directing shows would be the great way to do that. I also love camera. I would love working camera and being out there. I'm currently working on a documentary project in Chicago, and that has involved a lot of multi-camera and single cam recordings as well. And I've been able to get more of a further experience with studio cameras and on the field cameras as well. And I think that I've really learned how to sharpen my skills in cinematography and capturing what needs to be captured in the moment, and listening to direction from directors and producers, and also being able to make those quick decisions on the fly. I also would really be interested in graphics. It's something that I haven't done a whole lot of. I would say I've only had a couple experiences of it in classes, but it's something that I want to devote more of my time to, and this whole thing is a learning experience. And so while I am comfortable with directing and camera work, I wanted to take this experience of granted to work at the skills that I don't really have that much of an interest or the skills in. And I think that Spartan Vision is the great place to get my toes wet. And I think graphics is something that is so quintessential and so necessary, and it's something that I think I could inject my creativity in also as well. And I would really like the opportunity to do that, to learn from people, and to just be creative with the artistic flow of running graphics machines. And I think that would be it would suit me very well. Thank you for listening to the answers to my questions. I appreciate your time to look at this recording and to learn a little bit more about me, and I look forward to hearing back. Thank you.